Hello, dear Aquarius. I will tell you today's horoscope for November 9th, 2024. A message of love, hope, and fortune awaits you. I know that heaven's blessings come for you. And the message for you on this day is the following. Hello, dear Aquarius. I will tell you today's horoscope. If you have the opportunity today to meet someone or to really decide on a person that you are beginning to like, but that you are perhaps a little afraid of loving, give free rein to your feelings. You should not hold back when faced with the possibilities of love. Aquarius, your horoscope tells us that you will be able to connect emotionally with groups of friends in a very beautiful way, thanks to the moon that rests in your 11th house and allows you these kindnesses. The fewer prejudices you have and the more open you are to living the experiences that come your way, the more you will enjoy and feel that luck smiles on you. And if any obstacle appears in your life, set it aside to achieve your goals. Aquarius, you must resolve some pending issues that you have and, above all, those related to money. You will have problems at work when expressing your ideas, but you must persist. If you act calmly, you will solve that problem that worries you at work. You will receive very positive news regarding a pending matter and you will meet up with a very special friend again after a long time. In love, a special magnetism will emanate from you that will win over anyone. You have a chance of winning over someone if you put your mind to it. Try to sleep a little more so that your body can fully recover and thus you will take advantage of your free time, investing it only in yourself. If necessary, the period that begins in this lunar phase will allow you to explore new ways of communicating with your partner and strengthen existing emotional ties. It is an appropriate time to make a formal commitment or start a romance. Take any adverse situation at work with ease and sport. On this day, people are very agitated and may tell you things they do not really mean. Continue your activities normally and you will see that everything turns out well. Do not exaggerate as you often do, because you could do something inappropriate or compromising. You will not be able to silence those cries inside you. Begin to face your fears and take responsibility for your actions. Don't let the fear of commitment ruin what could be the love of your life. Ask for the time you need. Mediocrity is a common evil that distinguishes the rest of the world from others. Seek to stand out above the rest. Daily forecast. You will be very communicative and connected with the innovations and reforms that you can generate within your family life, all thanks to Uranus in your 4th house. In matters of love, you will be able to be very active and intense in those passions that make you vibrate from within, thanks to retrograde Mars in your 5th house. Take advantage and promote what you love to be with strength and energy. This is a time of reflection and opportunities, and the things that disturbed you will be eliminated. You must focus your attention on what you now have in front of you, the great possibilities that life is giving you to be happy. Quote of the day. In forgiveness, without forgetting the words and lacking heart. Health. Take good care of your passions and harmful instincts, as these can affect the energy you possess and make you sick. You are in a cycle of important health decisions, and if you were previously unsuccessful in maintaining a diet and gained weight again after some time, now your will is strengthened and you recover all the lost ground. At work. If you try to be more empathetic and show a better attitude at work, you will be able to counteract all the force that the moon exerts on you in your workhouse and have a good day in your day. Take care of your work matters carefully and, even if you feel somewhat uncomfortable with your current work position, do things responsibly, as your carelessness could cause serious complications and major problems. Money and fortune. You will be able to put positive emotions and service to use within your economy, because by exercising them, you will be able to generate good actions that sooner or later can benefit you. Dedicate yourself to helping and serving, and you will see how your economy continues to grow. Be guided by your intuition and do things your way, directly and executively, but at the same time with more social data, so that your business partners or people who have to do with you and money will not be scared. Astral rhythm of today. Sexual energy level high. Cosmic dynamics that you should take advantage of, your desire to do things well and stand out in everything. Dangerous tendency, confusing a desire with a need, which you should avoid. Disorganization and haste. Relationships. The best relationship today. Things will go very well if your partner is an air sign like Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. You also do well with Aries. The most tense relationship you tend to have is to have arguments or misunderstandings with your partner or a friend of the Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo sign. Your current compatibility is in a harmonious tone with the other air elements like yours and also with Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Tip of the day. You should not make hasty decisions on issues that have an effect on your finances, since you will end up losing more money than you imagine. It is better to take the necessary time to avoid expenses. Universal number of today. General for all signs is 8, the result of the addition of today with the month and the year in numerology. The sum is reduced to simple digits. Favorable hours. Your favorable hours in matters of love, money, and business are given according to the standard time of Eastern Europe, and you must adapt them to your national time. 1:20 a.m. 5:15 a.m. 1 p.m. 6:45 p.m. Lucky numbers. The lucky numbers for Aquarius are 6, 13, 19, and 25. Your lucky number for today is 2 and your color is pink. Try to use it because it will be favoring you on this day, so try not to miss the opportunity to use it even with an accessory that contains it. Aquarius, subscribe and activate the notification bell so you don't miss any video. This is a day of surprises and experiences. Don't feel bad if someone deceives or disappoints you. Take it as an experience to know more about who to trust and not talk too much. Open your eyes wide in a public place. A very special encounter will occur. The interesting thing about this current planetary cycle is the emotional perspective that is predicted, as romances, returns of absent loves, and even a wedding are foreseen. If everything is well in your relationship, there may be a child on the way. You will soon notice a wonderful change in your life. The Aquarian mind is innovative and always looking for new ways to wellness. Today, experiment with innovative wellness approaches. Try new relaxation techniques or find activities that help you maintain balance between mind and body. Embrace your individuality and find someone who accepts you as you are. In your relationships, be authentic and don't be afraid to be different. Communication and intellectual connection are, for Aquarians, the opening to new financial opportunities, and it is one of your strengths. Today, be flexible in your financial approaches, explore new forms of investment, and consider ethical options. Maintain a balance between generosity and financial responsibility. You could suffer a lot for someone in your environment, and you may feel quite sad about other people's problems. You will easily put yourself in other people's shoes, and this will lead you to be very affected by everything, even if it has nothing to do with you. Today, the moon is in Capricorn, moving into the sign of Aquarius, that is, yours. The planets Uranus, which is your ruler, and Neptune are still retrograde. The moon's entry into your sign is conducive for you to do something positive to improve your relationship. If there were problems between the two of you, enjoy it this weekend with your partner or good friends, but don't give way to sadness at any time. Today you won't feel too well and you could be a little physically weak. You won't have the energy that characterizes you. Even so, your optimism will help you face the day with enthusiasm, drive, and desire. The lunar movement of this day is favorable for you. The ailments associated with blood pressure and diabetes improve noticeably, and, from this cycle, you feel positively flooded with a very stimulating hour of personal improvement. Investing money in people is something you tend to do too often. After these explosions of generosity, symptoms of concern about your financial status arrive. Your credit card statement may be more than scary this month, so it's best not to look at it until you're fully prepared to accept the results of your actions. All work originating from home or related to land, purchases, and sales is well sponsored on this day. Follow your hunches, but don't embark on any type of activity for which you are not well prepared. Reflect on this day before deciding on one thing or another. Tarot. Card of the day, Judgment. The Judgment card usually appears when a reconciliation is approaching. This can be with others or even with ourselves when we overcome a cycle. It can indicate that we finally find the calm that forgiveness gives to ourselves or third parties. You are overwhelmed by your debts. Review your accounts and you may discover hidden expenses. Perhaps with some slight modifications or adjustments to your budget, you will save money and have more resources to buy necessary items and make smart investments. You attract more flies with honey than with vinegar. What is not real does not last. Everything is possible, the impossible simply takes longer. What to eat today? Tortellini with pesto sauce. What to have for dinner today? Baked trout. Daily question to think about: what makes you the happiest? Good deed of the day: buy some birdseed or bread and feed the birds. Fun fact for today: people who work weeks of more than 55 hours are 33% more likely to suffer a heart attack. Precious stones: emerald, agate, turquoise, amethyst, garnet, rock crystal, lapis lazuli. My dear friends, if you like our predictions, help us to be even better by becoming a sponsor of the channel. All you have to do is click the thank you button and, with your help, we will continue to grow. Very positive encounter with the past, things that have been postponed for a long time but that left wounds unhealed or clarified. In a relationship, everything is still fine if you can be sincere and affectionate. The time has come to set important goals for the future and final consolidation of your longings, your dreams, your desires, and your well-deserved reward in life. Look for the loving presence in others. Self-knowledge generates immense power. When you look inside yourself with sincerity and embrace a loving perspective, you are able to generate changes both in yourself and in your life projects, and also in others and in your community. On the 9th, Aquarius does not like haste and hustle and bustle, even in an emergency, so put aside all important things. Today's horoscope advises Aquarius to reduce their business activity. Most likely, their tasks and efforts will not bring the proper result. The period of the waning moon is a fruitful time for self-development and creativity. However, increased brain activity can cause insomnia. Try not to stay too long at work until late at night. Now Aquarius, it will be quite difficult to communicate with a loved one. The moon in Aries makes people stubborn and intractable. Think about the best way to start a conversation to reach your partner's heart. Don't be provoked. Don't believe gossip and rumors. Even if you have doubts about the correctness of your actions, try to find out what's going on your own. You may get a nice surprise today, Aquarius, because in addition to spending a pleasant day at work, there is someone who wants to offer you a job that suits you very well, something you have wanted every day, and they may contact you today. But before accepting, you have to evaluate whether the possible change is really worth it. Don't give them a definitive answer, ask for a little time. By the way, concentrate more on what you do, because this news could cause you some confusion, Aquarius, and that's not good for you. Something will also happen today that will make you think about whether you know who your true friends are, those you can trust blindly. You will learn that not everyone is worthy of your trust and that there are certain things that belong only to your private life. This will be a very useful lesson for you. Dominant planet, Uranus. Although Uranus is currently said to be the dominant planet in Aquarius, there are still many who prefer to link it with Saturn. Before the discovery of the planet Uranus, Saturn was believed to be the decisive one. The repeated melancholic moods that many natives of this sign incur seem to corroborate this belief. But being a sign of the air element, Aquarius not only provides positivity and confidence, but also lightness and vivacity. A person thus influenced can easily adjust to very different circumstances. Having such a wide range of things to do and think about also leaves him very little time to feel sad or feel sorry for himself. Although his moods can quickly go from depressing anguish to exaltation, exuberance usually prevails, which is what usually predominates. This is true even at times when he deliberately distances himself from both friends and strangers, seeming to be inclined to a resentful review of imagined rejections and grievances. Capricorns also experience this tendency, which has always been blamed on Saturn. Fortunately, in the case of the water bearer, the symbol of Aquarius, restlessness and curiosity soon overcome his desire for voluntary solitude. He readily joins a cheerful or active group, whose conversation and laughter bring about a quick forgetting of his recent feelings of unhappiness. He makes friends easily, but does not always keep them. Although sentimentally kind and considerate to the members of his own family, he tends to distrust all others, keeping them at a distance or putting them on the defensive for no justified reason, often resulting in the loss of his friendships in the tangle of misunderstandings. He has little interest in politics, but loves the crowds and the hustle and bustle of election campaigns. The pomp and ceremony, the high dignitaries in their formal attire, the marching bands and the joyous parades represent democratic attitudes and altruistic purposes. His convictions can often be very narrow and full of stubborn prejudices, but if you can convince him to reconsider a certain concept, there is no one more just. He is impartial, although he will find it difficult to admit his previous intolerance. It is often simply that he has not looked deeply enough into the subject, as he is especially distracted when others express views contrary to his own. There are few Aquarians who do not possess a great talent for music, mime, or design, although there are also many who fail to develop their latent talents in these fields. Many are dedicated to theater, costume or set design, singing or acting. Whatever the Aquarian man sets out to achieve, he has the ability, physical stamina, and resolve to achieve it. Although his mind is often filled with fantastic images and revolutionary ideas that cannot always be put into practice at the moment, these ideas often outline future events that others, lacking the vision that Uranus provides, are slow to accept. He fanatically hates constraints, restrictions, and even criticism and must always follow the dictates of his own will. He is therefore better able to plan a project than to follow anyone else's directions. He can be indolent, but only when something does not really interest him. Although endowed with enthusiasm and aggressiveness, he may squander his talents because he lacks great incentives and because of his dislike of constant, hard work. However, when all else fails, his deep appreciation for beauty in all its forms is always there to spur him on, and when he finds a suitable goal, his diligence is beyond question. When necessary, he can even devote himself to routine tasks, though always according to his own schedule and plans. His hands seem imbued with the magic of creation, and his fingers conspire with nature to achieve inspirational accomplishments. He is more of an intellectual than a physical sign, but his whole existence is permeated with an intense desire for affection and loving kindness. He is willing to give of himself and is never so happy as when he gives himself to the one he loves. But he lacks faith in his own worth or power to attract others. The slightest real or imagined sign of loss of interest on the part of his female partner will drive him straight into the arms of another. This quality may be to his good, for it protects him from prolonged attacks of gloomy despondency. Outwardly, he appears perfectly happy and at peace with what he regards as defection or abandonment. Like his brother Libra, in marriage he needs a woman who will allow him the liberties of being single while maintaining a cozy nest for when he decides to return. If he is sure of his partner's sincerity, he may even be faithful to her. The overwhelming number of love affairs he has indulged in since adolescence seem to suggest great fickleness or shallow feelings. But he deplores and fears inconstancy in others. Like Diogenes, he seeks truth and, like the natives of Gemini, an everlasting love. His own affections waver or seem to be only of ephemeral interest due to fear or suspicion that his advances will be met with feigned responses. If the woman's emotions are not serious and deep, or if the desire is not mutual, the relationship will last very little time. And this was the horoscope of the day for you. Consider subscribing if you liked it. I hope this reading has helped and brightened your day. Blessings.